The phenomenon of overconfidence, a deeply ingrained bias present in human judgment, is a key theme of this discussion. This bias drives individuals to feel disproportionately assured in their beliefs or impressions, even when these are not objectively warranted. Overconfidence can take the form of overestimating personal abilities, placing one's performance above others, or expressing inappropriate certainty in personal convictions. Studies show that there is a significant gap between the level of confidence individuals express and the accuracy of their assertions. For instance, if an individual's confidence and accuracy were to align perfectly, a claim made with 100 confidence would be accurate 100s of the time. However, studies indicate that confidence often outweighs accuracy. A practical example: in a spelling test, subjects claimed 100 certainty yet were only 80 accurate, a clear demonstration of the overconfidence effect. Moreover, evidence reveals people's disposition to overestimate their control or prowess across various areas, not just personal performance. The illusion of control refers to the human tendency to perceive control over a situation where none may exist. Despite this, there's no evidence to suggest individuals habitually overstate their control. In fact, when there's substantial control, it's typically underestimated. Similarly, the planning fallacy can lead us to inaccurately predict the time needed for tasks, often underestimating the time scale for more complex undertakings while overestimating for simpler ones. Turning to the topic of wishful thinking effects, overestimating the probability of a desirable outcome. This occurrence is rather infrequent, likely due to individuals adopting defensive pessimism to shield themselves from the sting of dashed optimism. Lastly, the term over-precision frames the conceit of overconfidence. This is when an individual conveys excessive assurance in their grasp of truth or facts. For more in-depth interpretations of over-precision, consider sources like Harvey or Hoffridge. But in summation, while overconfidence and its manifestations may be a core part of our cognitive makeup, they are not reflective of true understanding or control. The theme emphasizes that people often display an overconfidence effect, assuming their knowledge, accuracy, and superiority over others. One manifestation of this is over-precision, where people believe they have more accurate knowledge than they do. Studies have shown that when asked to specify a 90s confidence interval of specific quantity estimates, individuals tend to provide intervals too narrow. Instead of the intervals including the correct answer 90 of the time as per the calibration, they often hit the mark only 50s of the time, suggesting an overblown confidence in their knowledge precision. Another way people display this overconfidence effect is through overplacement, the practice of incorrectly assessing oneself as superior to others, particularly in simple tasks viewed as easily accomplishable. An example of this can be found in Svensson's research, where 93 of American drivers considered themselves above average drivers. A similar case is the so-called Lake Wobegon effect, where school systems frequently claim their students outperform national averages. It has been proven this overplacement trend mostly applies to tasks perceived as easy, reversing in difficult tasks where people assume they are lesser skilled than others. Prior research suggests that comparative optimism is present in everyday life. People are more likely to anticipate positive events for themselves than others and less foresee negative outcomes. Critics argue prior studies focused on positive, common outcomes like owning a house, and the rare negative ones like being struck by lightning, skewing the result. An argument proposes that people harbor excessively positive self-beliefs and illusions of control as a coping mechanism, supported by studies linking optimistic beliefs with better life outcomes. However, these could just be accurate forecasts rather than self-delusion. Implicit in people's overconfidence is the tendency to overestimate their knowledge, ignorance of which is exposed when asked to explain a complex topic. The knowledge gaps become conspicuous, lowering the overestimated knowledge on the subject. The propensity for individuals, institutions, and nations to overestimate their rightness, strengths, and entitlements can lead to unnecessary and drawn-out legal disputes, labor strikes, and wars. If this tendency towards overconfidence or overprecision is left unchecked, it can contribute to inefficient operations across domains such as law, labor, and international relations. In the financial sector, the overconfidence of stock market traders in their estimations can fuel excessive trading activities, which classical finance theory fails to account for. In the world of psychology, overconfidence has been proven in experimental studies as well. Researchers found that providing more information to subjects boosted their confidence levels from 33 to 50, 3, but their accuracy remained at less than 30. This clearly showcased the overconfidence effect. This tendency towards overconfidence can also shape social dynamics such as entrepreneurship and leadership. For example, those who overestimate their abilities are often the ones courageous enough to launch a new business, and confident leaders are often more successful in garnering votes. However, in the political domain, overconfidence can be both an asset and a liability. Candidates can lose or gain an advantage depending on whether they express overconfidence verbally or non-verbally, and whether their performance aligns with their expressed confidence level. On the individual level, overconfidence can positively impact self-esteem and motivation. It can push individuals to surpass others who lack such self-assuredness, driving them towards achieving their goals. In terms of expertise, research suggests that most professionals lack genuine expert intuition, which is developed through frequent, speedy feedback on prior judgments. Hence, they are often outperformed by simple heuristics created by intelligent non-experts, throwing a new light on the concept of earned respect. In statistical modeling, this overconfidence could lead to inferior results, as evidenced by the increasingly superior performance of artificial intelligence compared to ordinary least squares models with the increasing amount of data. The following catalog presents a series of incidents that have occurred as a result of overconfidence, bias, and a flawed culture of safety.